Border security is top of mind this presidential election, and one piece of equipment being used, blimps. But there are concerns over how effective and expensive they are. Joining us now is Sandra Sanchez with Border Report. Thank you so much for being with us, Sandra.
Thanks for having me.
I think some people might be surprised just to find out that we even use blimps on the border for security. Tell us where these blimps come from and what they actually do there.
Right, they're actually called aerostats. There's two different kinds. There's very large tethered aerostats that radar can see for 75 miles and cameras can reach 25 miles. And then there's smaller tactical aerostats. This is all Army surplus equipment that were actually used in the war in Afghanistan. And Texas Congressman Henry Cuellar was over there, I believe, with Congressman McCall. He told me they're from Austin, and they were visiting and noticed this equipment. Army was no longer using it, and so they got DOD to kind of partner with them, and they acquired this equipment, and they use it to scan and to surveil the southwest border.
Yeah, I would imagine they have a good bird's eye view, so to speak, of the border, so that would be an effective tool to use. So clear something up for us, Sandra, because there are reports out there that are claiming that this blimp border patrol system is going away because the funding is not there, but that's not true, right? It's the opposite.
It's not. Actually, yesterday I spoke to Congressman Cuellar. He's senior member of the House Appropriations Homeland Security Subcommittee. There was $76 million appropriated for it in fiscal year 2024, and that funding is flat. It's standing for fiscal year 2025. Of course, Congress still has to vote that funding in next fall, but there are no plans to dismantle the program. There are currently 9 aerostats up along the southwest border, including 4 here in the Rio Grande Valley, but there was one tethered system over Eagle Pass. It went down a few months ago due to high winds, and that's a problem with these units. They're really expensive to maintain, about $400,000 a month in operational costs. And when this unit went down, not only did the operational costs are so high, but it was going to cost $400,000 to fix that unit. And so they decided not to replace that unit. They're instead using some mobile surveillance towers and other camera equipment there. So it might have gotten a little confusing. Yes, Eagle Pass unit is down. It won't be replaced, but the other units are up and running. We may even get some newer units from the Department of Defense that I'm told they just started negotiations on that.
You were just talking about some of those numbers and how expensive they are to purchase and to maintain. Do we have any idea at this point how much these upgraded blimps would be that they're talking about doing?
Well, it's uncertain whether the Department of Defense is going to charge Homeland Security for the equipment or if they're just going to pass it on as surplus equipment, because as you know, the budget just locked. They just voted on the budget for Homeland Security, and so this added new equipment was not in that budget. So that's part of these negotiations that have just started.
Let's talk about some, switching gears just a little bit, talk about some exciting news. There is now another way to catch Border Report with a live stream. I know that you're a part of that. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's exciting. Border Report Live, we air every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 Eastern Time, and we're just bringing you news on certain subjects from the border. This first edition last Friday, we introduced ourselves. There are 3 correspondents. I cover South Texas. The West Texas correspondent, Juliana Resendez, covers from El Paso, and then Salvador Rivera is based in San Diego. We talked about how different the various border regions are and how trade and commerce is so important and what we do, what we focus on. And this next segment that we're having on Friday that will air is on the cartels. So each week we tend to bring you specific information that we've uncovered in our reporting, and it's very conversational. And we also include some videos in there, and it lives on borderreport.com. As well as we were talking about the blimps, I have video that I shot yesterday that will give viewers more of an idea exactly what those blimps look like, and it's all there on borderreport.com as well.
Well, I'm sure it's going to do great because this is such a timely topic, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. Thank you so much, Sandra, for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.